Destiny the Chef, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Hey, Dad. You want to follow, guys, Destiny the Chef. That's D-A.
Yes,
Destiny the
the
Chef.
chef. Yes.
Okay. Now, Destiny is a gospel rapper turned,
No. I'm
oh,
an
girl,
inspirational rap artist, not gospel. Inspiration.
inspirational, honey.
Spiritual street. I call
Inspirational.
it spiritual street. Yep.
Oh, spiritual streets.
Yeah. Spiritual street.
Street.
Yep.
Spiritual street.
Yep.
Okay. Let me tell you, it's on God and but God for me.
Okay.
Okay, y'all have
Those
to
the
make sure y'all
answers.
listen to those singles by Destiny the Chef. I was
Please
in the
do.
On God video, but God do something to my spirit.
Thank
But
you.
God,
It did something to mine too.
woo! I mean, she just so sick with it. Let me tell you something, Des. Tell me about the I Want to Feed You, because now I see you feeding people parfaits and you just passing around all that spiritual goodness. Tell me more.
Yes. So I Want to Feed You is crazy because I've always been into culinary arts and music at the same time. So as a senior in high school, my music career started to kind of do its thing with me doing a showcase for Chris Brown and Tina Davis with Jive Records. And then I also was getting certified in culinary arts and baking and pastries. So I was like,
Oh, you
I'm
was
just about
doing
to call
that
myself.
way back then. You was baking way back when.
I was. I've been doing this for a long time. So I was like, I'm just about to name myself Destiny the Chef because as a senior in high school, you don't know that you can do more than one thing at one time. At least I'm a millennial. So back then we just thought we had to pick one thing and you just had to focus on that one thing. But as I got older, I realized no, we limit ourselves and you don't have to just do one thing. You can be a multifaceted individual because
That's
we're
right.
multidimensional individuals anyway.
I mean, now you just preaching.
So
some real talk.
that's how I Want to Feed You came about. And also on my spiritual journey, moving out here 8 years ago, I'm from Virginia and I moved out here. I got a record deal, moved out here, and it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. I got signed to a major record label with a major producer that's one of Rick Ross' producers, and it just did not do what I thought it was going to do. And so I felt like I was at my lowest. I felt like I hit rock bottom. We all have our own version of what rock bottom is. And for me to get so close to where I wanted to be, but it not to catapult me through that
I feel
door,
that.
And me being out here by myself, like when none of my family was out here, I felt like that was my rock bottom. But I felt like even at my lowest, I still had so much to give. So I said, you know what? I still want to feed people, even though I might not have what I had.
Nothing.
Exactly. I might not have as much as what I thought I should have. I still, even at my lowest point in my life, I still had so much wisdom, so much knowledge, so much in my heart to pour out, so much that God had filled me up in that time.
That's how you know that your cup never is empty. It's never empty. I don't care how empty it may feel. When you have a passion and a spirit and a desire, an unending desire to pour into people, and I'm telling you this, Des, because I feel it myself. The unending desire to pour into other people. When you feel that, that's God.
And I got on my brand right now. I Want to Feed You.
I want to feed. I didn't even see that, girl. That looks so good. Do you have your merch online?
So right now I have it on my website. Yes, it's called Destinydachef I think it's .com. Yeah, Destinydachef.com. Okay. And so and then also you can also order. I don't do these yet, but I got like t-shirts right now. But these I did personally. But I can do these if you DM me if you want one. Okay. But yeah, so that's how I Want to Feed You came about, because at my lowest point, I felt like I still had so much to give. And sometimes we feel like our value comes from how much money we have, what position we are in life, but really it's about the knowledge you have in your mind and how much you feel in your heart, what you have in your heart. That's what that's where true value is, truly your mind and your heart.
Exactly. Exactly. And you pouring into somebody else's mind or their heart.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. And vice versa. That's the true currency.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. And that's what I'm all about.
And I
That's
see
what I'm all
you
about.
doing that with the youth program that you had. Tell me about that.
Yes, so I have been doing that since 2019. And it's funny because when I started doing that in 2019, I was homeless. And I was not with the people that I started with when I moved out here. I wasn't signed to them anymore. And I just felt like I wanted an opportunity. And I just wanted to do music in some type of capacity. And one of my homeboys, I reached out to him. I was like, do you know anybody out here like who can, just not give me a handout, but give me a hand up. Like I just needed a hand up. Yeah. And he told me about one of his friends named Broderick Thompson Smith, who is actually a big producer who did Laffy Taffy. Oh. He did Put It on the Floor, the Lotto song, Put It on the Floor. He just won an award, an ASCAP award for Put It on the Floor. And he was like, yeah, I got a homeboy out here. So I linked up with him in 2019. He was just starting a music program called Music Without Limits. Oh. And he told me like, and he told me, he was like, do you know how to be a writing teacher? And honestly, I know how to write music and I know how to rap, but I never taught it. Right. But I just said yes. I said yes because I did not care.
Open that door, girl.
I said yes, kids, girl. And after 6 years of being with him doing that music program, I'm now the program manager of that company. We started off with one location. Now we're in about 7 locations right now.
Are they around Georgia?
Yep. So it's in the West Side. All the locations are in the West Side, from so many rec centers through the mayor, through the At Promise centers with the Police Foundation. We work directly with the Police Foundation as well. And really, I started something by teaching these kids how to put language to their emotions. Because the kids that I work with have been in a lot of traumatic situations. A lot of the kids I work with has so much trauma and so many things that you wouldn't even think a kid would go through or would experience at 12 years old. Like I work with 12 through 24-year-olds, and every child that I have worked with has a story that is like, wow.
Traumatic.
And the biggest thing for me is that, God, you chose me. Like you chose me to pour into these children. And that just spoke to me, because I would have never even imagined myself even doing something like this at all.
Oh my God, that's your calling, Destiny. I hear it in your voice. It's emanating all around you, what you're doing for these kids, what you're doing for the people that are hearing your voice right now. You're pouring into them to make them feel like, you know what, maybe God is using me for what I'm doing. It's coming off of you. You're vibrating.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It started off with me being a kid and not having an outlet to express myself, and me seeing people like Eve. When me being a millennial, Eve was like one of the first female rappers that I looked up to, and she had her First Lady album, and that was the first album that I got, like, that I owned during Christmas, and I popped that album in, and I just had my little Walkman, and I'm just listening to it, and she was so powerful. And just singing Love Is Blind, like just talking about her teenage friend being, abused by her boyfriend. And I'm just thinking in my head, people want to hear this? People listen to this type of stuff? So when I realized it was an outlet for people to just talk about real life, then that was my door. And I was like, I'm about to use music as a way for me to express myself in areas where I not have a voice, where I didn't have a voice in my home. And sometimes, your family just does not create that outlet, because maybe they just didn't know how to communicate. They just, they wasn't taught. They didn't have that outlet, so they didn't know how to give it to their children. So I wanted to be that safe space, and I'm just so happy that we have this music program that creates a safe space for children, and me to actually, the gift that I had to kind of learn from through my favorite artists like Ludacris, T.I., Eve, Missy Elliott, all of these artists that I just watched and learned from. Now I get to be the person, the mentor, that I get to teach these kids what I had learned, and I get to help them use their trauma in an empowering way where they can learn how to be confident in areas where they weren't confident, through speaking, through understanding how to use their words instead of their fists.
Oh, I love Destiny. Amazing. You guys, you see, this is why my friend, this is my friend, this is why you need to follow Destinydachef. She is doing amazing things, not only in her music, her inspirational music, but also here with the next generation here in Atlanta, on the West Side. She's teaching them how to express themselves through music in a positive manner. And not to mention, she has some bussin' Paradise Parfaits that we didn't get into, but you guys need to follow Destinydachef. Okay, you gotta listen to her music, But God and On God. I'm in that video, and it's an amazing music career ahead of her, and she's just an amazing person to follow. You hear how she speaks. Her messages are just so deep and thorough and positive and just good for your soul. Ladies and gentlemen, Destinydachef.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Kia. You've always been such a great support system. Ever since the day I met you and our mutual friend, August Salon, you just like, I remember, I think I was doing a video the next day and you was just meeting me. You like, how can I help? And you were just so helpful just during that video day. That was like one of my first big videos where I had to spend I spent my whole budget on this video, making sure it's dope, and I hope y'all get to watch it. It's called On God. That's the one she's in, and it is an amazing video, and I really hope it's me. Yeah, it's me kind of showing the Last Supper, like how
it was a beautiful video.
Yes, it was me showcasing how the Last Supper.
You got me all emotional here, Destiny. You know I had to support you, girl. We're on time, but thank you so much for being on, Destiny. I appreciate you so much, dear. You guys follow Destinydachef.
Yes, Destinydachef music. Thank you so much. I want to feed you.
She kills me every time she does that. I want to feed you.